Eli had never thought of himself as heroic. Most days he was just a maintenance engineer, fixing broken wires, cleaning corridors, and making sure the space station ran smoothly. But today was different. Today he had a task that made him sweat, more than fixing a hyperdrive core. Cleaning the armor of an alien princess. The space station was enormous, a glittering city orbiting a distant star. Ships from hundreds of worlds docked here, bringing ambassadors, traders, and diplomats. Humans were a small but growing presence, mostly engineers, traders, and soldiers. Eli had spent years learning how to move through the strange halls of the station, how to avoid alien etiquette mistakes, and how to survive without accidentally angering someone who could vaporize him with a thought. But cleaning armor, that was new. Eli, a soft voice called. It wasn't the usual gruff or robotic voice he was used to. This was delicate, musical, and commanding all at once. He turned. There she was, Princess Kalith. She looked nothing like the hollow portraits in the briefing room. Her skin shimmered with a pale silver glow, and her eyes were a sharp, piercing blue. Her movements were precise, each step a silent statement of authority. The armor she wore wasn't just protective clothing. It was part of her being. It clung to her form like a second skin, etched with symbols that pulsed faintly with light. Eli, she said again, this time softer. Are you ready? Eli swallowed hard. I think so, Princess. I've cleaned human armor before. This shouldn't be very different, right? Kalith's eyes narrowed slightly. Do you understand what this armor means? Eli froze. He nodded quickly, though he didn't understand at all. Yes, Princess, it's important. That is an understatement, Kalith replied, her voice low. This armor is bonded to my life force. Every mark, every scratch, every shimmer, it tells my story. A human may not understand it. Eli forced a smile. I'll be careful, I promise. Kalith studied him for a long moment, then stepped aside. Very well. Begin. Eli approached the armor, which now rested on a specially designed stand. He marveled at its beauty. Earth metals would never shine like this, never hum with energy. He reached out to touch it and felt a faint vibration under his fingertips. He paused. Was this alive? Well, how hard can it be? Eli muttered to himself. He checked the labels and instructions provided by the alien attendants. They were long sheets with symbols he didn't understand. He scanned them quickly and, with a shrug, decided to treat it like cleaning Earth armor. Warm water, gentle soap, and careful drying. He opened a small high-tech washing unit nearby. It looked like a normal laundry machine, but with dozens of glowing panels and alien symbols. To him, it seemed perfect for the task. He gently placed the armor inside, set the controls to delicate, and pressed start. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the machine hummed, lights danced, and the armor began to glow faintly. Eli stepped back, impressed. A soft alarm beeped. Eli leaned closer, eyes wide. That doesn't seem right, he muttered. He hesitated but didn't stop the cycle. After all, it was supposed to clean armor. How dangerous could it be? Minutes later, the cycle finished. Eli opened the unit. Steam swirled, and when it cleared, the armor looked different. Shining brighter than ever, smoother, almost soft. He picked it up carefully, feeling the hum under his hands. It was warm, almost alive, but lighter than before. Done, Eli called proudly. Princess, your armor is sparkling clean. Silence followed. Then he felt it, a cold weight in his chest. Kalith stood frozen at the doorway, her glowing blue eyes wide. Her mouth opened slightly, then closed. Her entire body tensed. Eli's heart sank. Princess, did I? She stepped forward slowly, each movement deliberate. She stopped before him. She reached out a hand but didn't touch the armor. Her gaze pierced him. Do you know what this means? She whispered, almost afraid of her own words. Eli swallowed hard. I don't know, Princess. I just washed it. Kalith's eyes glistened and a faint vibration pulsed from her armor. This armor, it carries the history of my ancestors. It is sacred. By placing it in the human cleansing unit, you have changed it. You do not understand the consequences. Eli stepped back, suddenly terrified. I didn't mean to. I was trying to help. Kalith's body shivered, not with cold, not with fear, but with a strange energy he could almost feel. It is impossible, a human, touching the essence of a royal line without consequence, and yet, it reacts differently. It hums with your presence. Eli blinked. It likes me, he asked, unsure if he should laugh or run. Kalith's lips twitched, almost like a smile. Not like that. Humans are unpredictable. And sometimes, you are stronger than your body suggests. The attendants gasped. No human had ever been allowed near the armor in this way. Eli noticed some of them whispering, clearly panicked. Eli's mind raced. He had just made a colossal mistake, or maybe discovered something incredible. The armor vibrated slightly in his hands, and for the first time he realized it might be responding not to the washing, but to him. Kalith's whisper was steady now, though still trembling. Do you understand what you have done, human? This could be dangerous, but it could also be something else. Eli nodded, his hands gripping the armor carefully. I'll do whatever you need me to, Princess. I won't break it, I promise. Kalith studied him. For a moment he thought she might strike him down for his carelessness. Instead, she stepped back and slowly lifted the armor from his hands. We will see, she said softly. Perhaps humans are not as fragile as we believed. Eli exhaled. The tension in his shoulders eased slightly, though he still felt a thrill of fear and excitement. Something told him that this mistake, this ordinary human mistake, was going to change everything. And in the vast corridors of the space station, surrounded by aliens and technology he barely understood, Eli realized something extraordinary. For the first time, he felt that humans might have a power that no one had expected. The adventure was only beginning. The room was quiet now, but the air seemed to hum with tension. Eli stood awkwardly, unsure whether to move or stay frozen in place. Princess Kalith adjusted her armor with careful, deliberate movements, her glowing blue eyes fixed on him. For the first time, Eli realized that the armor was not just a suit, it was part of her very being. This armor is more than metal, Kalith said, her voice low but commanding. It carries my essence, my history, and the honor of my family. Humans, you cannot simply wash it like clothing. Eli swallowed hard. I didn't know. I thought it would be like cleaning any other armor. I'm so sorry, Princess. Kalith's eyes softened slightly, though her expression remained stern. Your ignorance has consequences. The rituals I follow, the balance of my armor with my energy, it is delicate. Yet, you touched it and it did not break. It reacted differently. Humans are unpredictable. Eli blinked. Unpredictable? That sounds good? Kalith looked at him for a long moment as if weighing her words. Sometimes, and sometimes it is dangerous. The attendants surrounding them whispered among themselves. Some of them appeared shocked, while others seemed curious. Eli realized that no human had ever been allowed this close to Kalith's sacred armor. He had broken protocol, but somehow nothing had exploded or caused a diplomatic crisis. Instead, the armor seemed alive in his hands. I don't understand, Eli admitted. Why would washing it make it react to me? Kalith stepped closer, her eyes narrowing in thought. The armor bonds with life energy. Normally, only my own energy or that of my most trusted kin can touch it. But you have a human energy that it has never encountered. Perhaps it senses resilience, courage, and or something else. Something that other species lack. Eli's heart raced. Courage? He felt more nervous than brave. You really mean it? Humans can affect it? Kalith's lips twitched, almost like a small smile. It seems so. You have a strength that your kind rarely notices. Humans survive, adapt, and endure. Perhaps the armor recognizes that, Lao. Looked down at the armor in his hands, still glowing faintly. He could feel its warmth, its subtle vibrations as if it were alive. He had never felt anything like this before. Humans were considered weak by many alien civilizations, fragile, emotional, and limited in power. Yet here he was, a simple maintenance engineer, holding a weapon of immense spiritual and physical importance without breaking it. "Princess, what should I do now?" Eli asked. He wanted to fix his mistake, but he also wanted to understand. Kalith studied him closely. "You must learn, human. You must understand that our customs, our technology, and our bonds are not yours. They carry meaning, responsibility, and history. You cannot approach them carelessly." Eli nodded. "I understand, Princess. I'll do anything to make it right." Kalith's eyes softened further, but the tension in her shoulders remained. "Then you will learn quickly. There is more at stake than just my armor. Our station is under threat. You must be aware that mistakes can be costly, or sometimes transformative." Eli frowned. "Threat? What kind of threat?" Kalith hesitated, then looked around cautiously. "There are factions who would see this station destroyed. They exploit weaknesses in diplomacy, in trust, in alliances. If we fail, many lives will be lost. And right now, my armor is not fully aligned with my energy. You have seen that humans can touch it safely. Perhaps you can help me prepare for what is coming." Eli's mouth went dry. He was just a human, a repair engineer. How could he The space station had always felt like a fortress to Eli, with its thick walls, energy shields, and endless corridors. But now, after the incident with Kalith's armor, everything seemed more fragile. He could feel it in the air, a tension that made the usual hum of machines feel like whispers of warning. Something was coming. Something dangerous. Kalith paced slowly across the observation deck. "We cannot underestimate our enemies, Eli," she said, her voice firm. "There are those who would exploit this station's weaknesses. Our security measures are strong, yes, but some threats cannot be stopped by shields or weapons alone." Eli nodded, though fear gnawed at him. I thought the station was safe. All these species, all this technology." Kalith stopped and fixed him with her sharp gaze. "Safety is an illusion. Diplomacy can be a battlefield, and humans, you are often caught in ways you do not understand. That is why I need your help." Eli's stomach tightened. "My help? I'm just a maintenance engineer." Kalith's lips twitched. "Exactly. You think like a human, not like a diplomat or a warrior. That is why the armor responded to you. It sensed your adaptability. And now, that adaptability is necessary." The attendants were still tense, whispering among themselves, exchanging worried glances. Eli realized that they had never seen a human interact with royal armor in this way. He could feel their judgment, suspicion, and even fear. But Kalith's trust gave him courage. "We should start by stabilizing the armor," Kalith said. "Its resonance is not fully aligned. That is dangerous, especially if attackers strike." Eli followed her to the armor stand. The suit pulsed faintly, and he could feel its energy vibrating against his hands. He had learned some basic procedures, in part two, but now Kalith wanted him to help fine-tune it. "Hold it steady," Kalith instructed. "Do not try to control it, merely guide it. Feel its patterns, respond to them." Eli concentrated. The armor's hum grew stronger under his touch, responding to the subtle movements of his fingers. He realized that it was like learning a strange alien language, one that required patience, intuition, and respect. He adjusted his hands, listened to the vibrations, and slowly, the armor's pulses began to harmonize. Kalith observed silently, occasionally offering gentle corrections. "Good. Your instincts are unusual, human. Most would have destroyed it by now. You have a gift, though you do not yet understand it." Eli felt a mix of pride and terror. He was touching something sacred, something alive in ways he could barely comprehend. And yet, It trusted him. Suddenly, alarms blared through the station. Red lights flashed, casting sharp shadows across the metallic walls. Eli jumped, almost dropping the armor. Eli, stay focused, Kalith shouted. She moved swiftly, her armor clinking softly as she activated protective energy fields. A holographic display lit up in front of them, showing multiple intrusions across the station. Hostile ships approaching, Kalith said. They are using cloaking technology. Our sensors barely detect them. These are mercenaries, skilled and ruthless. They know our station is a hub for diplomacy. They intend to strike. Eli's mind raced. We're under attack? Kalith nodded. Yes, and now, more than ever, the armor must be prepared. If we fail, the consequences could be catastrophic. Many lives, diplomats, civilians, humans like you, could be lost. Eli took a deep breath. He had never fought an interstellar battle before. He wasn't a soldier, but somehow he felt that humans had a way of facing danger that other species often overlooked. Ingenuity, quick thinking, and a refusal to give up. We have to defend the station, Eli said. Even if I'm just an engineer. Kalith's eyes softened slightly. Exactly. That is why you are here. Your perspective is unusual, unpredictable. That may be the key. The first wave of enemy drones struck the station. Eli watched in awe and fear as energy blasts bounced off shields. Alarms screamed and the lights flickered. Kalith moved like a predator, her armor responding instantly to her commands. Yet without full resonance, she was slower, weaker than usual. Eli, stabilize the armor now, she shouted, hands shaking. Eli followed the procedures he had learned. He adjusted energy flows, guided the armor's resonance, and slowly, the suit began to vibrate in perfect harmony with Kalith's life force. A soft glow spread across the panels, and he felt the energy merge with him somehow. Good. Keep going, Kalith urged. She now moved with the armor fully resonant, striking at drones with precise energy pulses. Your touch. Human. It works. You have strengthened it. Eli's fear melted into concentration. He realized that the mistake he had made earlier, the washing of the armor, had unlocked something. The armor had responded to his human touch in ways no alien had expected. Together, they could fight more effectively than either could alone. The battle raged through the corridors. Aliens and humans scrambled, but Kalith, now fully synchronized with her armor thanks to Eli, became a force unlike anything the attackers anticipated. They had counted on an easy victory, but a human's intuition combined with alien technology proved lethal. Eli moved with purpose, following Kalith's instructions, guiding the armor, and adjusting energy flows. Every pulse, every vibration was a test, and he passed them. He felt a thrill unlike anything before. Humans were underestimated, yes, but now he understood why unpredictability could be a weapon. When the drones were finally repelled, the station shook but remained intact. Aliens whispered in awe, and some of the attendants looked at Eli with newfound respect and disbelief. Kalith turned to him, her eyes shining with gratitude and something like admiration. You have done well, human. Your presence, your courage, it saved lives today. Few species could have done what you did. Eli wiped sweat from his forehead. I just did what I could. I didn't know it would work like that. Kalith smiled faintly. Sometimes, that is the power of humans. You act, adapt, and survive. Others calculate, hesitate, and fail. You are a different kind of strength. Eli felt pride and disbelief mingling inside him. He had just defended a station with alien mercenaries, using instincts he hadn't known he had. Humans, he realized, could do more than survive. They could excel where others failed. And in that moment, Eli understood that his life, and perhaps humanity's reputation in the galaxy, was about to change forever. The battle had ended, but the tension on the station remained. Drones lay scattered across the corridors, smoking and sparking, yet their destruction had only been a small taste of the threat that loomed in the shadows. Eli leaned against a wall, trying to catch his breath. His hands still tingled from touching Kaleth's armor, the energy lingering in his veins like an electric pulse. Kaleth approached, her movements graceful but tense. Her armor glimmered in the soft lights of the corridor, each panel vibrating subtly as if alive. "You performed well," she said. "Better than many of my own warriors might have. But there is more to learn, human. The armor has hidden potential, one that even I have never fully unlocked." Eli frowned, confused. "Hidden potential? I thought we just stabilized it." Kaleth shook her head. "Stabilizing it is one thing. Unlocking its resonance, its full power, is another. Your human touch has already activated something unusual. The armor responds to your intuition, your unpredictability. This could be our advantage." Eli's stomach tightened. Advantage? After barely surviving the attack, the idea of more responsibility was terrifying. Yet he felt a spark of pride. Humans were often underestimated. Perhaps now, he truly understood why. "Show me," Eli said, straightening. Kaleth led him to the armor chamber, a high-ceilinged room filled with light and energy panels. The suit hovered slightly above its stand, shimmering in delicate waves. Eli reached out carefully, remembering the steps Kaleth had taught him. He guided the energy, flows, adjusted subtle pulses, and listened to the faint vibrations of the armor. "This feels different," he whispered. The hum under his hands was no longer just reactive. It seemed intelligent, responding to his instincts in a way no alien machinery ever had. Kaleth watched quietly. "Yes. Most species rely on rigid calculations and strict protocols. Humans, you rely on adaptability. That is why the armor reacts to you." Eli blinked. "So my mistake before, the washing, it actually helped?" Kaleth nodded, her expression unreadable. It disrupted the conventional resonance patterns, forcing the armor to recalibrate. It is no longer predictable, and unpredictability can be a weapon. Suddenly, alarms rang again. Eli's pulse quickened. "Not again." Kaleth's gaze sharpened. "Not yet, human, but soon. There is a larger threat approaching. The mercenaries you fought were only scouts. The main force will strike in hours. We must be ready." Eli's mind raced. He wasn't a soldier, a warrior, or a diplomat, but Kaleth believed he could help, and somehow he knew she was right. Humans had a way of seeing solutions where others saw problems. "Tell me what to do," Eli said. Determination in his voice. Kaleth moved to a console, projecting a holographic map of the station and the approaching fleet. "The armor has hidden capabilities, linked to energy amplification. It can enhance my strength, my speed, my defense, but it requires someone to guide it. To merge human intuition with alien precision, that someone is you." Eli swallowed. "Me? Guide the armor in battle?" "Yes," Kaleth said simply. "If you succeed, we can withstand the attack. If you fail, lives will be lost. And perhaps more." Fear tightened in Eli's chest, but he nodded. "Okay, I'll try." Kaleth. The battle had left the station buzzing with activity. Repairs were underway, drones were being dismantled, and security teams were on high alert. Eli stood near Kaleth's armor chamber, still recovering from the exhilaration and exhaustion of guiding the armor in battle. He could feel the lingering hum of energy in his hands, like a soft heartbeat that reminded him of what had just happened. Kaleth approached, her armor gleaming in the soft light of the chamber. The subtle pulse of energy that had once been erratic now flowed smoothly, a testament to their teamwork. She studied Eli with a look that was both analytical and thoughtful. "You have exceeded expectations, human," she said. "Not only did you stabilize the armor, but you unlocked potential I did not know it had. Your people are more capable than we realized." Eli shook his head in disbelief. I just followed your instructions. I didn't think it would make a difference like that." Kaleth's eyes softened, a rare expression for a warrior of her kind. Most humans would not have touched the armor at all out of fear or ignorance. But you acted, you adapted. That is what makes humans unpredictable and powerful. There is courage in your simplicity. Eli felt a strange mix of pride and humility. Humans were often underestimated by alien civilizations, seen as fragile and ordinary, and yet, here he was. Proof that even one human, using instinct and creativity, could change the course of a battle. You know, Calith said after a pause, there is a reason my armor reacted to you. My people have guarded it for centuries. We never allowed a human near it, believing it would reject your kind. And yet, it did not. It harmonized with your energy. Eli touched the armor gently. So, what does that mean? Calith stepped closer, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the armor. It means humans have a strength that is not obvious. You survive where others fail. You adapt where others are rigid. You are extraordinary in ways many do not see. Eli's mind whirled. He had always thought humans were ordinary, average, weak compared to advanced alien species. But now, standing here with Calith, he realized that adaptability, intuition, and courage could be more powerful than raw technology or formal training. I never thought of it that way, he admitted. I just try to do what needs to be done. Calith's lips curved faintly. And that is why you are remarkable. The armor recognized it. Perhaps it always knew that a human, one who acts without fear and without overthinking, could bring out its true power. For a moment, the two of them stood in silence, the armor humming softly between them. It was more than a machine or protection. It was a bridge, connecting human intuition and alien tradition. Eli realized that their teamwork had not only saved lives but had forged something new. A bond between two species. The station's attendants approached cautiously. Their eyes were wide, filled with disbelief and respect. The human guided the armor, one whispered. And it responded? Calith nodded. Yes, humans have qualities we did not expect. Courage, adaptability, intuition. This human has proven that your kind cannot be dismissed. Eli smiled faintly. He felt a warmth in his chest. Recognition from Calith, and even the skeptical attendants, made him feel seen in a way he never had before. Humans were often overlooked, underestimated, and treated as expendable. But here in this chamber, his presence had mattered. As the day went on, Eli and Calith worked together to refine the armor's resonance further. He adjusted energy flows, guided vibrations, and learned more about the subtle intricacies of alien technology. Each time he touched the armor, it seemed to respond faster, stronger, more intelligently. Calith observed closely, offering corrections, but also giving him space to experiment. You have a natural talent, she said. Most species require years of study to understand these patterns. You feel them instinctively. Eli laughed softly. I guess all those years fixing broken machines helped. Calith's lips twitched, almost a smile. Perhaps. Or perhaps humans have a gift we cannot yet define. Either way, it is impressive. The atmosphere between them began to shift subtly. There was respect, certainly, but also a quiet trust that neither had expected. Calith, accustomed to warriors who followed protocol, now relied on a human's instincts. Eli, who had once feared making mistakes, now felt empowered, knowing that his intuition could save lives and even strengthen a warrior as powerful as Calith. Eli, Calith said quietly, you should understand something. The galaxy often underestimates your species. They see weakness where there is strength, fragility where there is resilience. What you do not realize is that humans may be the unexpected force that shifts the balance of power. Eli's eyes widened. You really think humans could be important? Calith's gaze was steady. Yes, you are adaptable, unpredictable, and courageous. That combination is rare, and when your kind acts together, it can change everything. The thought thrilled Eli. He had always considered humans ordinary, struggling to survive in a galaxy dominated by advanced alien civilizations. But now, Standing here, he realized that ordinary humans could become extraordinary through courage, adaptability, and ingenuity. The day ended with a quiet moment in the armor chamber. Kalith adjusted the panels of her suit, now fully resonant and humming softly. Eli watched, amazed by the subtle patterns of light and energy that seemed to respond to both of them. "You have changed more than just the armor, Eli," Kalith said. "You have shown my people, and perhaps even yourself, that humans are capable of more than anyone imagined. And for that, I am grateful." Eli felt warmth spread through him. Gratitude from a warrior princess was one thing. Respect for his humanity was another. For the first time, he truly believed that humans could hold their own in the galaxy. As he left the chamber, Eli looked back at Kalith, the armor humming softly behind her. He realized that their partnership was just beginning. Together, human, intuition, and alien power had proven unstoppable. And in a galaxy full of uncertainty, that bond would be their greatest strength. Eli knew one thing for certain. Humans, underestimated though they were, could make a difference. And he was ready to see just how far that difference could go. The space station had returned to its usual rhythm, but nothing felt ordinary anymore. Eli walked through the corridors, noticing the subtle changes. Alien attendants who once looked at humans with suspicion or mild indifference now paused to nod respectfully as he passed. He caught whispers of disbelief and admiration. Humans had proven themselves. He had proven himself. Kalith stood on the observation deck, the glow of her armor soft and steady. She watched the stars beyond the station's glass walls, her expression thoughtful. Eli approached cautiously. Despite all they had faced together, she still radiated authority and strength. "You have been busy," Kalith said, turning her piercing blue eyes toward him. "The station's recovery is impressive, and you have done more than anyone expected. Even my advisors are reconsidering humans' capabilities." Eli shrugged, trying to appear modest. "I just did what I could, and I learned a lot from you." Kalith's lips curved faintly. "And in doing so, you taught us something too. Humans are not predictable in the way other species are. Your instincts, your courage, your creativity, these are strengths we often overlooked." Eli's chest warmed at her words. Humans had always been underestimated, dismissed as fragile or ordinary. Now, in the eyes of an alien princess and her court, they were something else. Respected, powerful, and unpredictable. "Kalith," he said softly, "I never imagined humans could make such a difference in a place like this." She tilted her head slightly, considering him. "Perhaps that is why the armor responded to you. It recognized something in your kind. A resilience, a courage, a willingness to act without overthinking. That is rare." Eli glanced at the armor, now standing perfectly aligned on its stand. Its glow pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. "I still can't believe it. I accidentally washed it, and somehow that changed everything." Kalith's eyes twinkled faintly. "Sometimes mistakes reveal possibilities that strict rules never could. Your mistake unlocked potential, and perhaps changed the way my people view humans." Eli smiled, shaking his head. "I guess humans are good at unexpected things." Kalith studied him quietly for a moment. "Yes, and that unpredictability is a strength. It is why humans survive, adapt, and succeed where others might fail. You have proven that humans deserve a place among the stars, not as servants or pawns, but as partners, allies, and innovators." The words settled in Eli's mind, filling him with a sense of pride and purpose. For the first time, he felt that his kind truly belonged in the galaxy. Not just as observers, but as active participants capable of shaping events and influencing outcomes. Later, Kalith led Eli to a council chamber where representatives from dozens of alien civilizations gathered. The atmosphere was tense, but curiosity burned in their eyes. They had heard of the events, the human engineer who had stabilized the royal armor and helped defend the station. "Humans are adaptable," one diplomat asked, skepticism in her tone. Kalith's voice rang clear. Adaptable, courageous, unpredictable. One human's instinct stabilized my armor and repelled an attack that would have overwhelmed us all. This human, Eli, has demonstrated qualities that even our most advanced warriors lack. Eli's hands fidgeted slightly as all eyes turned toward him. He cleared his throat. I just did what I didn't expect anything to